Everyone, it's Christy here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You can always check out your Moon and Rising sign readings in addition to your Sun sign reading for added clarity for the week, or in case your Sun sign reading isn't resonating with you for any reason. This is for the week of October 3rd through October 10th. With a focus on healing this week, I'll be using the Healing with the Angels Oracle for our main spread, and then as always using cards from the other decks, the medicine cards and the wisdom of the oracle for additional information. This is a general reading for your sign. Whatever is most prominent in your life this week, Aquarius, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to, and hopefully you find them helpful in healing. So what does Aquarius need to know about healing this week? Look at that beautiful sun on the floor coming through the window. I just realized that you can see it on camera. That's beautiful. It looks like an ocean of light. Listen, Aquarius, wowie whoa, holy smokes. Okay, my dear. As I always do, I'm just going to do a quick little snapshot of what I've got in front of me here, and I'm actually tingling because I'm just seeing something so incredibly beautiful for you. So incredibly beautiful. You're really able to come through the other side of something here that felt weighty. And what I mean by weighty, I just mean, you know, in the physical realm. Now, all air signs, primarily air signs, have the most difficult problem in this sort of flesh form. It's just the way it is. You're an air sign. The body's not always going to feel like home for air signs. Do you reject it necessarily? No, not necessarily, but you're also the main element rather, who is able to work outside of it. You're able, not through the ego and not through the emotion either. You're able to intellectualize the spirit, the antibody, as it were. And again, it's not a hatred of the body. It's not even because you're uncomfortable with the body. It's that you are able to work and act outside of it, okay? You're not contained within it and reliant upon it for your earthly experiences, such as, say, earth signs. And again, it's not a judgment call. It's just the way it is regarding elements, okay? Now, in saying that, you've really crossed a bridge for yourself. You're really into this phase of, you know what, this is who I am. This is as good as it gets. I'm going to improve on anything I want to, but I fully accept myself. You're in a stage where your level of self-acceptance is such that it's not even a question anymore. And this is an enormous strength, yes, but it's also an enormous what do we call it? Like a power, okay? This is the power of being able to release one's mind from the elemental experience, okay? The earthly experience. Again, not that you're not having one or not that you don't enjoy earthly experiences. It's that you're soul necessarily isn't confined to it, okay? And you accept this. And there's an enormous level of creativity emerging this week. If you're not in process of creative expression this week, you will feel inspired toward creative process this week. 2 angels are showing up in your reading here. That is not common, first of all. So, and primarily being Archangel Michael, which I call upon regularly. So if you want any help this week with any projects, or if you need assistance in any way, be clear and ask for his help. I really trust in Archangel Michael this week. So ask for help if you feel that you need any this week, or even if you need protection in moving forward in this way, or if you need any assistance around self-acceptance, because this is your calling this week. Self-acceptance is the plan, okay? It's, in fact, imperative for you to experience self-acceptance in order for you to be able to move ahead with creative projects, whether it is music, and it could very well be. But obviously when we're dealing with the music card here, we're dealing with the arts. So this could any expression of the arts, okay? Including public speaking. And let's say you have nothing to do with the, quote unquote, creative arts. Public speaking is an art. Becoming a surgeon is an art. If you're into design, fabric or hair or makeup, these are all expressions of art. So whatever, when I'm speaking of the music card here, we're all looking at art. And of course, this includes writing and poetry and the actual composition of music here. And you're going to feel so blessed. You're going to feel so in your element. And I don't necessarily just mean like the air element. I just mean that you're moving in a very good and positive path for yourself. And it will be hinging this week necessarily on a level of self-acceptance. So as I've mentioned, if there's any concern around that, or if you're having any difficulty, if there's any awkwardness around the self this week, you're going to want to put that on the line, okay? You really take care of that this week. And we're going to talk about how in just a moment. Here is music in the central position. This represents you. This is where we're looking at the creative genius this week. Now, does that mean that you have to create something and right now, and it has to be edited and it has to be provided to the public and, all ready for feedback and you get your likes? No, that's not what this means. This means this is the phase where you accept this is what you're doing, or this is what the direction that you're moving in. This is the part of yourself that you're accepting that is natural to you, that you have a propensity for, that you feel on some level, whether this is obvious to anyone else or not, that hardly matters. As long as you feel that this is natural for you. You need to do this. You're propelled to do this. This is coming from a soul place. Whether this is an independent project or you're working within a group, that matters not as well. So you're going to want to pay attention to expression here. Is it going to be the first time that you're putting pen to paper? It could very well be, but remember that the genius is in beginning something. Maybe you've already completed something, on the other hand. And you are about to express it to other people. That's still another level of genius. It's another phase of the creative process. So whatever phase this is in for you, just remember that this is extremely important for you to be doing. People do need to be hearing your work or seeing your work. For example, if you're a sculptor or a painter, or like I mentioned in the textile arts, or certainly, hearing your voice. If you're a spoken word artist, if you are a singer, or, as I mentioned, a public speaker, this could even include, listen, if you feel as though there is an art behind what you're doing and you are an investigative journalist, for heaven's sakes, then you know what? That's what it is. If you're a surgeon and that's your art, this is what it is, okay? Your creative expression is what this is representing this week. Take charge of this. Keep going. Don't hold back this week. If you have been, for whatever reason, holding back from either editing, completing, accomplishing, furthering or even beginning a creative process this week, I think the cards are saying that it's probably within your best interest from a healing perspective to begin this week, okay? So if you've been holding back for whatever reason, Aquarius, perhaps this is the week to maybe sort of take that deep breath and just begin something, okay, with regard to your creative outputs. It's really important ultimately for your own personal healing, right? That it could touch or help or influence other individuals here or in the now or in the future is not the, it's not the goal, okay? Chances are it will influence and touch and reach other people. But doing the work, it's important that that's not the goal. It's important that you're doing the work because it's important to you and it's authentic and it's what you need to do. All right, in the influence to the current position is Archangel Michael. And of course, touching on or creating an overall influence to Archangel Michael is self-acceptance. And this is where we're looking really at just any issues around awkwardness. And of course, this includes expression. It's not always easy. And we sometimes see artists, right? We see anyone from, oh heavens, someone in the music arts or someone who's doing, you know, public speaking, okay? So both of those expressions we sort of take for granted by watching those artists or those speakers and say it's so easy for them. Look at how easy it is for them. They just do it and it's so natural. Well, that probably took a lot of work for them. And for many people who are accomplishing these types of things, it is an enormous sense of stress for them, but they do it anyway. And this is what you're being called to do this week. You must accept yourself with all of your beauty and all of your foibles. Recognize that yes, you are but a feeble human like the rest of us for this lifetime, but you have so much to achieve. So remember that yes, in this self-acceptance, primarily of the physical self, you can then let go of the concerns around that and then express, okay? The expression can now be accomplished. And like I mentioned at the very beginning, call upon Archangel Michael, okay? Be really clear about what you're asking is the only theme behind Archangel Michael. But if you have a certain thing you need help with or guidance for or assistance with, just make it a very clear sentence or a very clear request. Call upon Archangel Michael. Go back to it maybe several times throughout your day and just say, thank you for your help today. Thank you for helping me accomplish this or getting me through this or decide on something or taking action here. And I think you'll feel even more freer and possibly even, what's it called? Possibly even not influenced, but you'll feel like relieved. You'll feel like, oh, okay, someone's got my back here, or I feel I am moving in the right direction. I can do this. I can do this. So guardian angel being your probable outcome card. Here's another angel in the wings for you. This is someone who's already on your side. Everyone has at least one guardian angel, probably more. Your guardian angel is already on your side. And of course, with the general influence for the whole week is blessings. So we're just looking at feeling about moving ahead. This is just about taking action to move ahead. No more thinking about it. No more what if. No more what will they think. No more but what if it doesn't work. None of that matters this week. All that matters is expression and self-acceptance, because everything that comes out of this is going to serve you, okay? Regardless of what it does for other people, that's neither here nor there. It really isn't. I mean, if you want it to be, fantastic. Continue doing it and make something large and magnificent out of it. But because the goal here is healing, this is really about you. This is about your expression, your commitment, your discipline, your sense of self-acceptance, which has zero to do with how other people interpret your work or other people's validation of you. And here's why: because you're under the auspices of blessings. So all of your resources are already available to you. Everything that you need is here for you. You merely need to ask. And regarding resources, you are probably closer to those than you might have thought you were. Perhaps ask different people if you do need physical help this week. Again, with accomplishing something for your toward your own healing. People will be stepping up to the plate, or you could be asking Archangel Michael, for example, or your guardian angel, as it were, you know, which direction to take. Whom should I speak to? Or, you know, whom should I be asking for assistance with? Or how do I go about accomplishing this? Because it's already available to you. It could just be about, you know, just looking in this direction or trying this concept here. And remember also that there's no hurry here. I don't really see any urgency here except for a state of being. So if you can sort of live in the moment as well this week, Aquarius, particularly with regard to your creative output, and that simply means, you know, you don't want to live in the past. What happened in the past? Well, that's fine, but it's not right now. Or what could happen in the future, or what will become of creative expressions, etc. It's neither here nor there, okay? So the magic, the moment of magic, the alchemical moment of magic is in the present. It is in the act of now. So really try to stay in the moment this week. Self-acceptance is the key to, holy smokes, getting to the next phase for yourself here, I see. And yeah, ultimately, so essentially what that is going to feel like is a sense of faith, right? Like faith that you have everything you need, that you have what it takes, that you're able to do this. So let's just get another card here. We're just looking for one jumper, ideally. And here with Coyote. How interesting is this? So again, we've got this sense of tricking yourself, right? I mean, the trickster. What's Coyote? Well, it's Wile E. Coyote. It's this element of the steamroller, right? You're going to steamroll that, the road runner, but the joke's on you. So just be assured here that your sense of self-acceptance and moving through this phase or level isn't about trying to get one up on someone else, or even one up on yourself. You know, you don't have to pick on yourself or belittle yourself in any way this week. Of course, we're looking at healing, right? You don't want to run roughshod over yourself. And make sure that no one else has tricks to play on you, including any narratives that you've told yourself, these old stories about who we are. I mean, all the world is a stage, right? Be sure that you're the writer, and that any voice or any writer who was creating your path, whether that's the, you know, the machine, the social or industrial or institutional machine, or even, you know, the voice, this critical voice that we have in our own heads about who we are, or who we can and can't be. You know, you want to remember that's an old narrative. That's a little game that you had to play to protect yourself, but you don't need to do that anymore. You can just go with it now. You don't have to play the trickster. You're the boss, right? And here with a leg up, again, looking at issues of resources, someone having your back, someone understanding you, feeling understood, feeling appreciated, knowing that you have what it takes to move forward. This is really fearlessness, okay? Even if it's starting from the beginning, okay? Or starting small, or not really knowing where it's going. That's totally okay. You don't have to know. Martin Luther King said, you don't have to know the whole staircase. You don't have to know where it goes. You just have to put one foot in front of the other and make those moves this week, because they'll feel good. They'll be in process of your highest good, and they'll ultimately create healing in your life. And this is the goal here. So listen, if you have a second, please comment below. Let me know how it works out. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel because I upload videos for your sign every single week. Until we meet next time, Aquarius, take good care of yourself. Bye for now.